And now moving on, journalist Iris Kranow calls herself a midlife wife looking for ways to maintain a healthy, lasting marriage. So she spent 2 years interviewing more than 200 women.
And all that information they gave her turned into a book called The Secret Lives of Wives. Women share what it really takes to stay married. And Iris Kranow is with us this morning. Good to have you with us. Some revealing things in those 200 interviews.
Oh, yeah. You know, although there's sex and all those good things in this book, the central secret of The Secret Lives of Wives is that the happiest women I interviewed had a clear sense of purpose and passion and self-identity outside their marriages. So that really, you know, the expression, go get a life. I love, you know, I'm a journalism professor at American University, and young women come to me all the time and they say, how do I know when it's right to get married? And I say, do you have your own sense of self? Are you expecting marriage to make you happy? Because if you're expecting marriage to make you happy, that's a ticket to divorce.
Yeah, that's the reason not to get married.
Is it about not lowering your expectations, but everyone goes into a marriage thinking that it's going to be bliss and it's going to be great, but it's not bliss 24/7.
Happily ever after is a myth. You don't get to be happily ever after. And you know, I do tell people, and in this book, there's a lot of women that said the reason I'm married 20, 30, 70 years is because I do not expect my partner to make me happy. So in a way, it is lowering your expectations of the marriage, but hiring your expectations or increasing your expectations of yourself.
And in some ways, too, isn't it keeping a focus on what drew you to your partner in the first place? Because you were drawn to this person as an individual, and you were an individual. So maintaining that sense of self keeps you both interested in one another.
Well, it's so interesting. I did a piece for Huffington Post Weddings on when to call the wedding off. And there's some real fundamental things that people should look for before they get married. And then they have a sense of what will go the distance. And it's trust and it's respect. And physical attraction and emotional crackle is very important too. You do need to be attracted to the person you marry, because if you're not, after 10 years or 20 years, when you're sharing a mortgage, in-laws, and a bathroom, you think you're going to invent sexual crackle at that point? No.
So if the spark is not there at the beginning, don't think that all of a sudden,
don't
10 years
marry
down the
your
line,
best friend. And you know what? It's so important and it's underrated. You know, when young women come to me and say, should I marry this person? I don't say, does he come from a good family or what's he going to do? I say, are you attracted to him?
Does he light your fire?
Does he light your fire?
But you also say, too, it's important to have good girlfriends, which we know. It's important to take time, do vacations each on your own, have maybe a best boyfriend. But at one point, there's talk about, is it really okay to make out with someone else while you're married?
I think it's, I'm sorry.
Okay, there is, I love her. There is a woman in the book, Erica, who's in her 70s. She's been married 44 years, and she makes out in a red Cadillac with her high school boyfriend maybe once a month.
Does her husband know?
This book is called The Secret Lives of Wives.
I mean, this guy.
I mean, and so is it okay? I gave you 200 women, 200 stories.
Okay.
It's a mosaic. I'm not a shrink.
That's great.
We like it. It's a great book. Very interesting.
Thank you so much.